Cool.
Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode of The Cleanup Crew. Before we go around and say hello to everyone around the screen, I'm going to give you a quick apology. I was up till 7 a.m. securing everything because Alice and I got attacked by a hacker last night. So, you know what? Bear with me today. I'm going to give you some great content. I've got a shit ton of coffee. We're going to do this. Talking of coffee, have you seen my mug? It's from our sponsor, Mage Hand Press, who also made the Dark Matter expansion. Come on, that was a great segue. Give it to me. Give it to me. Check out Mage Hand Press. They made, if you like D&D and you like space, check out their book Dark Matter. At the moment, they're doing a 25% discount on all of their PDFs to support social distancing. So go and check out their website. Also check out the Deck of Many. The Deck of Many, who made these wonderful flashcards for 5e. This is the Deck of Many Things. It is a donation reward today if you would like to interact with the stream and sow a little chaos. They also made the Humblewood campaign, which you can find here on Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST. Also, Mage Hand Press also made the Faith Folio, which is one of the PDFs currently available. And you can find that on Wednesdays tomorrow at 6 p.m. EST. Last but most certainly not least, check out Hero Forge. Hero Forge, who make the marvelous minis of multi-hues. The closest I've got to colors, a word beginning with M with colors. I'm trying. This one is from their Kickstarter. You can currently make grayscale models to your exacting specifications. This one's from their recent $3.1 million Kickstarter. It's a lot of fun, and you can check out their prototypes as they produce more and more things going forward. I also have a new sponsor, but typically I haven't set up their stuff yet. Dungeon Fog. If you would like to go and make maps for all of your current games, you can head over to Dungeon Fog, where you can do exactly that. I'm literally downloading their software today, and I'll tell you more about it when I know more about it. But in the meantime, you should head over to Dungeon Fog, and we'll be setting up all of their stuff today. What I will do quickly, I'll very quickly add in their logo to our logo thing so that you've got at least their logo. At least their logo, because their logo is really cool. There you go. Okay. Oh, and also me, I guess. Social links. Check out Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. There's no such thing as social distancing in the 21st century. We have the internet. So come and join all those things. Be a part of the party. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Let's go anti-clockwise this week and start with Stella Luna.
Oh, hello. I am Stella Luna. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch. Today, I will be playing Celine. She is a half-elf rogue who is very obsessed with her clipboard and taking notes, and she is determined to become middle management one day. That is her thing. She's also not a very good rogue. She's doing her best.
I mean, you know, I've seen worse. I can't say it. That's a lie.
He literally handed her dagger to the enemy.
That is a thing that happened, yes. Let's go carry on around the screen and go next to Inwills. Oh, hi, Inwills.
Hi there. My name's Inwills. I'm a Twitch streamer, mainly ESO and another role-playing game that I won't mention. Tonight, I'm playing a rather skinny, slick-back hair person called Marmaduke. He's a second-level fighter that has grand ambitions to be the best contractor in the land.
Hey, I can. Fair. Aspirations. Everyone should have aspirations. Next around the screen, we have Puddles at Puddle 88. Oh, hi.
How you doing, everyone? My name's Anthony. I'm going to be playing Wegbert, the gnome wizard. He's kind of new to all of this, but he's keen to make a good impression on everyone.
Fantastic. Coming to the right place, the cleanup crew as a new adventurer. Oh, yes. Don't let anyone tell you different. Next around, we have Chantal B.
Hello, I am Chantel B. You can find me on Twitter at Chantel B. I stream, I write, I do random dances and sing sometimes. Who knows? Today I will be playing Chicanery. Chicanery is a changeling cleric who is fantastically proper, prim. No, they're middle management, and middle management is what Celine wants and not what Celine will get while Chicanery is there. But we'll keep trying.
I almost feel bad. So, without further ado, Stella, Chantal, what happened last week?
That wasn't fair. That wasn't fair.
I don't know. I said
Chantal was
I
going
said
for the drink.
I'm a bit worried what we're getting ourselves into now.
How about we try again? Like, we'll put our hands up here.
Go. Still Chantal. We have a game each week. Last person to touch their nose does the recap.
Got ya.
Okay.
So far, I think it's been Chantal every week.
Me every week. Australian internet is slow. Last week, we were still in the big ol' hole, and we traveled. We got to the end of the hole, and we found Detective Tish. We also found an orrery, which we took back to the cleanup crew. We finally got to go to our own beds. That was nice. And we were told by Omendran that it was time for us to go to Phandalin because they haven't heard from any, they haven't heard from the people in the Acquisitions Inc. franchise down there. And perhaps we should check it out. And if we check it out and it works out, then maybe we will be given a franchise of our very own.
Mm-hmm.
That is the broad overview that I remember.
Now, I vaguely remember you saying that since you were on the way to Phandalin, you wanted to check in with your own HQ. Right?
Ooh, yes.
I spy a hold. Did you want to? Well, you see, it's traveling from Waterdeep to Phandalin. It's 6 days up the high road north, then another day east along the Tribor Trail, and then another 4 hours down the track to Phandalin. So you got, and the I spy a hold. Yeah, when you look at that sort of distance, it's not that far out of the way. However, before you make that decision, Celine, Chicanery, you're going on a long journey. There's bound to be encounters. You're gonna need to hire 2 staff to come along. We'll put out some flyers, perhaps. Marmaduke, Wegbert, how do you come across the cleanup crew shop front, which looks a lot like the shop front behind me? And yeah, how do you come across the cleanup crew shop front? How these flyers come out that say like, "Hey, we want traveling companions, no experience required." I imagine.
And
Grunt work.
there's a scribbled line underneath that says free coffee during interview.
God, I'm hired.
Cool. I imagine Marmaduke would be probably strutting along. He has a faithful staff with him, and I probably imagine one of these leaflets floating across, probably fallen off the notice board or something like that, and sort of like fluttering across, and he'll probably quite deftly stick his staff onto it and sort of like pin it to the ground, and then probably not wanting to be naturally seen because he's not the sort of person that would pick things up off the floor. In any case, he would probably try to sidle down and pick it up as if he maybe was tying a lace or something, and then pick it up and then quickly scan down it, and then reading very meticulously the grammar and the actual punctuation, and making sure that it was probably a legitimate sort of contract that he could enter into, and probably being very excited once he saw the coffee, free coffee at the bottom, and then probably looking around just to make sure that nobody has seen him actually taking an active interest in this. He would probably then march off rather confidently to where the meeting was going to take place, where the interviews would be.
Well, the only person around when you find this flyer is a goblin with a bucket of paste and a big brush, and it looks like they've got a whole bunch of flyers, and they're sort of like side-eyeing you.
Right, yeah. And I'll probably go up to this goblin, because one of my wonderful languages is I can actually speak goblin, and I'll probably go up to it and say in goblin, because it's only polite to address fellow goblins in goblinish or whatever you call it. And I'll probably say to him, Marmaduke is a rather oily character, very oily, and he is very respectful of class and things like that, but he is definitely not lower class or working class. Well, he doesn't consider himself to be, and he'll probably sort of like tap the goblin on the shoulder with his staff, and then sort of like say in Goblin, excuse me, Mr. Goblin, could you tell me where I'm going to be able to find this free coffee here?
And the goblin sort of turns to you for a second, looking wide-eyed, and goes, "Wow, the old tongue, huh? You must have just come in off the boat or something. Hergakarak to you, friend, too. Nah, the cleanup crew, they're pretty good. They look after Gerbek. Gerbek really smart. I'm a powerful wizard, too. I see you have a staff. I'm a wizard. You're a wizard. That's great. Yes, thank you.
Maybe a little bit, yes, just focus, please. Focus.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Focus. Yes. So, yes, I have just come off the traveling, the ship. Yes. Yes. Where can I find these cleanup crew?
You see across the street there?
Yes.
The door that says above it, "We clean up your mess."
Oh.
That's the one.
I see. That's the one. And how long before these wonderful free coffee invitations will be served?
I don't know.
Yes, sorry, I've probably time is not one of your better skills, as he looks at the pasting brush. Yes, I shall go over and find out myself. Yes. Yeah. You just keep pasting. Keep pasting.
And tell him not to skimp on the shavings.
Shavings. Right.
Yeah, that's the good stuff right there.
Yes. And he'll start to walk away, and then he'll stop and look round and say, I do not use magic. I am a fighter.
Oh.
He'll say, and so like try to puff out his chest slightly, that is not very big in any case, and sort of like almost like take a noble stance, just waiting for the customary please, you are a great person, and he'll just wait for a while.
And I'm gonna just quickly redact, his name was Gorko, not Gerbak. Gorko looks at you and like goes, "Oh, your secret's safe with me."
Thank you, Goblin. Yes, I will go for my free coffee now. And he'll go off muttering something about shavings, not really understanding what he's let himself in for at all.
And how about Wegbert?
Wegbert is currently probably between work. I imagine he was originally maybe working in a shop trying to repair odd bits and spectacularly failing at it, ultimately getting fired, seeing probably the sign over the door first saying "We clean up your mess," you'll kind of have the attitude of, oh, this is fantastic, I can help other people in here instead, and just kind of wander in by accident.
I thought that might have been like the call of the trash fire, you know, "We clean up your mess, please, please do." Yeah, by all means, you spot the door, and
yes, I have such a mess for you to clean.
And it says there's a flyer literally pasted right on the door that says "Interviews today, traveling companions required, no experience needed," and then in freehand underneath, "Free coffee."
Oh, this is perfect. It fits my skill set of no skills. This is marvelous. And he'll just
So, chicanery, Celine, free coffee. What's going on now? Edith is looking at you, perplexed, like. Free-
So, yes, free coffee. What I have been doing is saving all of the grounds that we've been using. We're going to
Grounds of coffee, right? Okay, cool. Worth checking.
going to make fresh coffee from used grounds, and it's free. 0 cost. Maximum attention. Who doesn't like coffee?
I put in extra sugar or something like that to.
Oh, do we have any of those gray cocoa shavings? We should definitely put those in there.
We do, yes. We no one's touched that box for about 12 months, though.
Perfect.
The coffee will be grey with grey shavings.
Grey with grey shavings. Okay.
Yeah.
And you hear she makes her way back to the kitchen, which is also the weapons closet. There's just a sink in there, and in the way of all cupboards that used to be bathrooms. You know the kind of shop, right? Used to be a house. There's a downstairs bathroom that's been converted into a cupboard, but for some reason the sink's still there every time. She's sort of clattering about in there, and you hear a a lot of weird sounds, a lot of like, you know when cranberry sauce comes out of a tin sound? You hear that, and followed by like, it sounds like cheese being grated. Lots of strange sounds in there. It's like, oh, this is actually working quite well, Celine. In the meantime, you do have 2 adventurers who have walked into your waiting room, and Edith, busying herself with making coffee, is not there to greet them.
As soon as someone walks in, Celine will sit down at Edith's desk, because this is what Edith would do. She takes out her clipboard. She looks up.
You take out your clipboard from Edith's desk?
No, off of my clipboard holster.
Okay.
It's always with me.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Hello, welcome to the Cleanup Crew Incorporated.
Thank you. So I had one of your flyers here. Here it is. You probably noticed that there's a slight punctuation error on the second row, just here. Just slight.
Oh.
Punctuation can kill, but just remember that.
Oh, you see Celine look down at the flyer, look at her clipboard. She begins to take some notes. What can I help you with today?
Yes, I am your new your new traveling companion, Marmaduke.
You are?
Yes, I believe you put out a flyer for me.
Oh, you're here for an interview.
Oh, interview. Oh, yes. Okay then. Yes, we can interview if that is what you do.
Can I
Shall I
please have
sit?
your name?
Oh, sorry. Did you not hear it the first time? Marmaduke.
Marmaduke. Excellent.
Thank you. I usually get great praise for it. Thank you.
What is your favorite color?
My favorite color? Oh,
Yes.
probably the rosy sunsets on a lyrical afternoon, accompanied by fine walks in the beach.
Chicanery
Rose Beach.
slams open the door.
Marmaduke just goes, oh. I think-
Hello.
Oh my. What would Marmaduke see just out of interest? I'm not too sure what he's looking at the moment.
Marmaduke sees a 5'4" human with a big afro, big sharp shoulder pads in a very clean cut suit. The suit today is chartreuse. And she's, for now, a female human look. She is backlit. So in fact, you see just a silhouette with shoulder pads and hair.
Marmaduke stands about 6'4", so he sort of like looks down and then turns back to Celine and say, "I think your boss has arrived. Will she be conducting the interview?"
You see Celine kind of blush at this, and she says, yes, go ahead and take a seat, please. We are preparing some refreshments for the interview. You are a little early.
Yeah, and Marmaduke will look around. Is there benches or chairs?
Yeah, there's a bench and like a medieval version of a water cooler, a barrel.
Yeah, he'll go for the bench, and he'll probably sort of like sweep it slightly as he arrives, and sort of like gently puts himself down, holding his staff quite nobly, and nodding slightly at the silhouette.
From the back of the room, the back of the establishment, you hear, "Oh, is that the first guest? Are they here for free coffee? Do you want free coffee?"
Would you like some of the premium Baldur's Gate bold roast?
And Marmaduke could probably slump slightly from his noble. Yes, coffee would be quite appreciated at this kind moment in time, sir, madam.
Still or sparkling?
Madam, sir.
Wow.
Oh well, I'm not very. However it comes, I think will be perfectly acceptable in this rather strange circumstance.
Oh, still it is. Your loss. And an old woman with glasses on her nose comes out with a tray. It's shaking a lot, but she brings you a single mug, which says,
So it sounds like Acorn Antiques, if anybody.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. Not quite to that extent, but a little bit. And she passes you a cup which says, "I love my job" on it, and is a very grey-looking mixture in this cup.
And if the tray's shaking a bit, Marmaduke will try to go for the cup, and then in the end trap the tray in his hand so he can sort of like pick it up and sort of like toast, and he'll take a sip of it and then go.
I think around.
He'll bring something out. What is the shaving that was put in there?
You don't like chocolate?
Oh. Well, one's not very used to this somewhat shaving. Does one swallow it?
Yes.
Usually for the best. I wouldn't chew it if I were you.
Oh, straight down then. And he sort of like pops it in a.
Yeah, it's kind of a woody texture.
Ew.
So he's taking notes between all of this interaction.
I think around this time is the time that Wegbert will walk in.
This is fantastic. Yes. Hello. I'm here to clean, I guess. I mean, it looks pretty clean in here already, though.
the receptionist
Welcome.
over there.
Oh, thank you. He'll wander over.
Celine, in. Let's go.
Yes. And then as she's coming up towards chicanery, Celine will show the clipboard and say, Our first interviewee is named Marmaduke and likes rosy beaches. And is a grammar wizard, I think.
Ah. Grammar. The next frontier.
I think they could be very useful on the road.
Yes. Stray punctuation is very dangerous. Do you want to run this one?
Oh no, this is beyond my depth.
Very good. Very good. You take a seat. I've got it.
Thanks, boss.
In the background, you hear Wegbert being asked, "Would you like still or sparkling?"
Ooh, sparkling sounds marvelous. I'll absolutely try that, please.
Right, just give me a couple more minutes then. And you hear what sounds like a chainsaw being started up back there.
Oh, so much intrigue.
Come sit down. Let's interview whilst we wait for beverages.
Oh, okay.
Both of you. Both at once. Come on.
Oh, quite. Yes. Okay then. And he'll sort of, Marmaduke will get up and approach the. Is it a table we're at, or and sort of like?
It's a softly lit office room with some gentle jazz playing. There are some strange there's some strange strobe lighting that goes between, purple and blue. Sort of midway between a disco and a boudoir.
Marmaduke's quite. Oh,
this is rather fancy. I do quite like this. This music is a marvelous touch, I must say.
Take a seat.
Well,
yes.
this sounds like a whole load of notes that's been played in the completely wrong order, but yes.
Now, my first question to you.
To me.
If you, both of you.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
This is a group interview now.
It's to both of us. You and me.
It's a team thing, I see. Oh, okay. Fire away.
If you had to rescue an elephant, how would you get it through the door?
An elephant through the door? Well, probably by taking very fine measurements to start off with. It's really important to actually ascertain the dimensions of both the elephant themselves and the doorway. Then we could probably decide which walls we can demolish or remove, as long as they're not load-bearing walls, of course, and we could then probably, I don't know, slice it up into smaller pieces.
The elephant or the door?
Oh, the elephant. That's the only way it'll fit through like that.
Oh, yes. Exactly what my colleague said here. I would definitely go with the elephant. I think the volume of an elephant is something about 4/3 pi r cubed, I think. But
well, although, how big is the door? Maybe the door's big enough. Maybe we could just walk out.
Gorko enters the room with a mug of sparkling. I carried this in for Edith. He puts this mug in front of Wegbert. This mug is smoking gently and somehow simultaneously bubbling. The bubbles seem to keep bubbling on top.
Oh, wow.
rather you than me. I went for the still.
Well, life presents an opportunity. It'd be rude to turn it down. I have no idea what sparkling coffee is, but now I do. He will probably, at that point, just grab the cup and take a big old mouthful. I imagine kind of freeze on the spot for a few seconds once he's actually, tasted it.
Roll me a d10. Roll me a d10.
Oh! Let's do this. think that's the command. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So on a 2, it tastes kind of. You know when you get that chemically taste, like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've got like a bit of chemical taste in there with what tastes like pine notes, as in pine wood, and charcoal. Could be coffee. Could be coffee. There's a hint of coffee in there somewhere. Something has been roasted.
There's a. Oh, thank you. It was interesting. And he'll slowly push it across the desk.
Oh, that's for you, not me.
Are you sure? I would like to share. You know.
Oh no, no.
We're part of a team, and all. No. I would feel rather bad about taking this just for myself. If this truly is an experience that, as a team, I believe we should experience together.
Sorry, it's against my religion to drink anything that has bubbles in it. I am purely, completely still person.
Well, I mean, on that account, I suppose you'll have to miss out. But I'm sure these.
I'm sure I'm not missing out on much altogether.
I do insist that we all partake of this. This is it's a bonding experience.
Yes.
Celine gingerly picks up the cup, takes a sip out of it.
Yes. Now you will never drink anything with bubbles in.
Celine, you know, this is one of Edith's better brews. I imagine, were you part of like the experimental phase of using the old coffee beans? Were you there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I think you've kind of acquired a taste for it by now, if such a thing can be had.
Celine just kind of takes a sip and takes some more, and she puts it back down. It's fine. It's fine.
Smoke starts like just gently coming out of Celine's nose.
She doesn't seem to notice. She just
Really
continues taking
softly.
notes.
Not like pouring out, just like, you know, when like if you have like an old smoky in a bar or something.
Your capacity to share and your rejection of bubbles please me.
Thank you.
You're
yes.
hired.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, this is fantastic.
He'll sorry. I think I got the job. Sorry. Thank you very much.
It was a team effort. Surely we couldn't go into this. I mean, if you went in without me now, surely that's just not going to work. Surely.
Is there a place for both of us or just one?
Celine takes
I'm rather small.
the paper that she was writing on. She slams it on the table and slides it in front of you. It says, "You're both hired."
Oh.
Crew Incorporated.
And Marmaduke could just take out a quill from somewhere and go and put a full stop at the end of the sentence and just sort of like send it back. Yes. Punctuation, my dear. There you go.
Celine leans over to Henry. Grammar wizard.
Definite grammar wizard. Be
Yes,
on your guard.
it's definitely.
So,
Well, this is a rather fantastic turn for the day. But what are we actually doing?
Edith?
Yes, it's my cue. Wonderful. Well, come on through. We'll get you orientated, and then we can get you all on the road. I've already packed your bag, Chicanery and Celine. Come on through.
you see a room. There are chairs laid out everywhere, and in neat rows. There's a box in the center of the floor projecting a white square on the wall. And to the right is a desk, like piled like high with papers and old sandwiches and paperweights and You know, like when the thing from that show, which is advertised to me every day on Netflix, but I have no intention of watching it. One of these pictures is your locker. The other one is a waste site in Guatemala Bay. Which one's yours? It's that. That's what her desk looks like. You can't tell the difference.
Okay.
Are they rows of chairs facing the front? Does it look like there's going to be a talk? In which case, Marmaduke will just confidently walk straight to the front and get a chair right up at the front and sort of like sit himself down and lay his staff on the floor and just sort of like look around expectantly at what's going to start.
He walks to the front. Did have a clicker, it's gone. She walks to the front, clicks, and on the white square on the wall it says, "Welcome to the cleanup crew," and she says, "Welcome to the cleanup crew." This will be...
Marmaduke clap.
Yeah, same.
Oh, this is the first time I've had a pause for this. Thank you. Now, this is going to be your first adventure, and we want you to be as prepared as possible. As such, always wear the correct armor and weapons, okay? And she points to the cupboard where she was making coffee, which is also smoking gently. Please wear the correct PPE at all times, okay? Failure to wear the correct PPE may affect your insurance if you need to make a claim. So make sure you're always wearing the correct PPE. Now, you will be charged for damages, but that's only for anything outside of normal wear and tear. Now, you're going to be adventuring in lots of places which are potentially dangerous. Temples, dungeons, there could be dangers. So be on the lookout for active adventurers. Now, these individuals are dangerous. They will be visiting these high danger sites, seeking what they call encounters, okay, for experience, much like yourselves. They're usually high on mana potions, and will attack anything that comes towards them. Rumors are they're also homeless. She clicks again, and there's a picture of a murder hobo, with a horned helmet, an axe, and a potion in one hand. Signs that active adventurers may be active in your site are the following. Be on the lookout for these, because you should then be on the lookout for active adventurers. Click. There's a picture of a door next to a jar. Doors which are unlocked or open. We will give you keys to any doors which should be locked. Click again. There's a picture of a leg and a bear trap. Sprung traps. A sure sign that there are active adventurers around include sprung traps. Click again. There's a picture of what looks like a tiefling, but on inspection you can see it's it looks like a human that someone's drawn horns and a tail on for inclusivity. Click. Dead adventurers. Okay. These now, don't be fooled. If you find a dead adventurer, don't think that's all of them. Adventurers are very likely to leave their dead and collect them on the way out of the dungeon, if they collect them at all. So be on the lookout for more adventurers. If you find one dead adventurer, it could be a sign that more are active in the area. Also look out for bloodstains, trails, limbs, all of that sort of thing. Another sign is discarded and holy symbols. Click, and you see Ilmater, Lathander, all these different holy symbols. Now, these are surely a sign of a cleric or paladin losing hope in a dungeon. Okay. Please note on that subject that your insurance does not cover magic or cursed items, so handle items with care. Okay. If you do pick up an item which may harm you, you will not be covered. On that note, all incidents, accidents, and damages must be recorded to the incident logbook. She gestures to her desk.
Of course, yes.
And all items.
Is all of this the book?
Oh no, but I know exactly where it is, dearie.
Okay.
All items should be recorded and left for collection unless expressly told otherwise. Chicanery or Celine will have some ribbons that you can tie to items, and we can collect them later on a separate quest. This is going to be your first adventurer, so have fun! But be careful. And she clicks, and the last slide says, have fun, be careful.
Yes. Fantastic.
Oh, I do quite like the applause. We can hire these ones again.
Just a question, if I may.
Yes, of course.
You mentioned insurance policy. Do we have a copy of that? I'm very interested in the TNCs in it and the very fine print.
Yes.
Oh, that is good. Thank you. Would I be able to have a look at it?
Yes.
Sort of nowish.
Well, that's tricky. You see, unfortunately, we haven't quite set up the mail transfer system between here and HQ, so all of the insurance policies are currently held at the HQ in I Spire Hold. But, lucky for you, Celine and Chicanery are planning a stop there on the way.
That is absolutely fantastic. I will look forward to getting my hands on them. On the documents. Not on Shakira and Celine. Sorry.
Okay, well, that's it. That's all I've got for you. Unless you want a toffee. And she starts rifling through these, like, filthy drawers.
Oh,
No.
that'd be lovely, please.
No. Do you not remember the bubbly liquid?
I've learned that life is full of a living, and if someone offers you a toffee, you should take it.
She passes
He
you
will-
a very sticky piece of paper.
Yes.
It is a toffee, but like the outside is sticky.
That's probably.
I bet yours will be the first
for a little while. Just
Yes.
Well, with orientation done, why don't we head out on the road?
Sounds like a good idea.
We'll pan forward a little bit. So the North Road. Okay, so one of the things that came with the latest thing from D&D, they've got this Lord of Waterdeep dice set. I don't know if you saw the photo that Alice took of these beautiful dice, but they're amazing. Anyway, one of the things that came with it is this lovely map of the Sword Coast. Now, the high road from Waterdeep goes all the way up the coast there. That's the Tribor Trail. And Phandalin will be somewhere in there. So you've got a lovely 6-day walk up the coast. Past the Mere of Dead Men. Then you take a right onto the Tribor Trail. Onto the Phandalin Trail. Easy, right?
Are we walking? Sorry.
Do you not like to walk?
Oh, I have no aversion to it normally, but 6 days seems a rather long time to be walking, especially in these boots.
what's wrong with
You
it?
need new boots.
Well, I've come dressed for style rather than actual walking. I thought it was an interview. I will cope. Believe me, I will cope. And he'll give you a mock bow.
Neekster, thank
Very
you so
good.
much for the biddies.
Sorry.
Lead the way. Onward.
As we're walking, Celine is holding like a very large bin underneath one arm, and she has her clipboard in the other. And on the side of the bin, it says "dirty socks."
What? Can Marmaduke actually see inside the bin?
It's currently closed.
Are they actually dirty?
Oh, it's empty. I'm just
Oh.
prepared for.
Are we Are we collecting dirty
Oh,
socks?
you
Oh.
wash. I see your role now. We give you our dirty socks. You wash them and give them back to us.
Oh, excuse me.
Granted. That's absolutely fine. It's not a problem at all. Mine will be good for a couple of days yet. But yes.
Celine doesn't wash the socks. The sock bin is where the socks are placed.
Well, I
Or-
do like to try to be helpful when I can.
There you go.
I could actually magically clean anyone's socks.
Even
Oh.
better.
Celine, we have no need for your bin anymore. Just toss it away.
There
We
is
know-
always need for the bin.
You might like the bin still.
Well, maybe we could change the sign.
The bin is for the new office that we will definitely get.
Good thinking, Celine. Good thinking.
Thank
A
you.
new
Do
bin.
offices need a dirty sock bin?
We can
Every
change.
office needs a dirty sock bin.
I'm
Don't-
getting
don't
so
worry,
much
mate.
interest if it's not.
My dear, no, we can change the label as sees fit when we get there.
It will remain a sock bin.
Whatever you, yes, I bow to your
Yes.
wisdom over this, sir.
I am wise when it comes to socks and dirt and bins.
I can well believe
Sock
it.
bin is a required entity.
Is there anything else that we will be requiring that is slightly on the strangest sort of like side of things? Nothing good. That's absolutely fine. As Marmaduke's walking, sorry. I'm not used to these long pauses.
I was thinking, no, there is nothing more.
That is good. Marmaduke's very interested in Celine's clipboard. He sort of like thinks it's quite an interesting thing, this clipboard, and would like to take try to catch a glimpse of what's on the clipboard or what's actually its use for. He'll probably sort of like keep having a quick look, but if Celine ever looks up at him, he will immediately look the way and maybe whistle. Or
Oh
something like
yeah.
that.
So you probably on this journey especially would have seen glimpses of it. It is a medieval clipboard, and it has various papers pinned onto it. And I think the topmost paper would be various notes that she's taken about the journey that we've taken so far, like various plants we've seen, curious people that we might have come across. And also she's definitely taking notes about Marmaduke and Wegbert. Something akin to a performance appraisal.
Can I please ask, what does a medieval clipboard look like?
What?
It's just a sheet of wood.
I was gonna say
Nails
it looks
it.
like someone took part of a fence and then attached like a metal claw to it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yep.
I accept this.
Evil clipboard.
Looks like a tiny wooden shield.
Marmaduke would see all this that you've written down, and he would just sort of like saunter over and say, I assume you are a bard. You are recording my exploits, I see.
You could say that.
Do you sing?
No.
Oh, surely you sing. Surely at the campfire tonight you can strum up and start to regale us and serenade us with your dulcet tones.
Oh, do you think that would help me get my promotion?
Oh, you want promotion? No, I don't think anything would quite help that at the moment. I don't think you're of the right or the correct standing.
Oh, well, I'll get there. I just need to take better notes. Oh, you're a
That's
grammar
it.
wizard. You can help me.
Well, I can probably throw you the odd support now and then, the odd exclamation mark or punct full stop, but yes, well, just don't
I have
rush
the
anything.
perfect thing. She reaches into her backpack. She pulls out this big, like super thick, it's like this thick journal. She hands it to you. This is my diary. Can you
Oh.
please go through it and tell me where I can improve? You can read it. It might take a few days, but it's going to take us a few days to get to the Icefire Hold anyway.
I will take it and I will give it my deepest thought and I will scrutinize it very carefully for you. Yes, just give it to me. Thank you.
Excellent. Oh, I'm going to have that promotion in no time now.
At the most, at the probably a stopping point or something like that, or sometime along the road, whenever Marmaduke gets an opportunity to go away from the group, maybe to visit the bathroom or whatever, he will accidentally leave the diary somewhere. And thinking that he's not sort of like going to help anybody actually get above his status, his promotion. And he will actually come back and just sort of like, as if nothing's happened, and just sort of like, he won't remember where it was or anything like that. And he's just sort of like join the party again and carry on walking.
Love it. Oh my God. That's so evil.
That's not an accident. You didn't accidentally leave that anywhere.
It's completely and utterly minor. And Marmaduke does not believe, promotion is for those who deserve it.
As you all are walking along the road, this will be the status quo for most of the journey. Okay, this sort of, we've laid. We can see how this journey looks, right? After I think on the second day, you spot a writhing mass on the road ahead.
Oh, there appears to be a writhing mass on the road ahead.
Is this what we're here to clean up?
Does it look like any of our previous companions?
It does not look like any of your previous companions.
Questioning that is.
Marmaduke will quickly check his list. No traps, no door ajar, no dead person or bloodstain. I think we're safe. I don't think there's any discarded holy symbols or anything.
As you get a little closer.
Why don't you go and take a look?
Sorry?
Why don't you go take a look then?
I think it's much better if somebody small can creep up. Take a look.
Oh, I mean, I'm rather small, and I could go take a look.
There you go.
I'm not the most quiet, but I'll surely give it a go.
A willing volunteer. Don't you just love it when people volunteer? Very good. Celine, you should try volunteer.
Wegbert,
Okay,
first of
so-
all,
It might help your promotion.
Wegbert, as you're
Just a side point.
as you approach this writhing mass, first, before we go for a stealth check, I would like you to give me a survival check.
Oh, this is honestly a mistake.
Hey, it could be much worse. That could be much worse.
Yeah.
On a 13, you can easily detect that this is a swarm of snakes on the road.
Oh, that's quite a mess.
Now,
Do any of them look
you can give me your
particularly-
stealth check.
Oh, go on.
I will let you know the DC is 15.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. You can sneak up to these snakes. You can sneak around these snakes. You can sneak past these snakes and keep going. It's up to you. You can do what you like. The snakes have not noticed you.
He's probably gonna just sneak up, spend a second just sort of watching him, and be like, and then just walk around him.
Can we still see Vegbert in the
You see,
Wegberters? Yeah.
if that's what Vegbert does, then you see Wegbert walk up to the writhing snakes, the writhing mass, look at them for a second, and then walk around it and keep walking.
And as he sort of like walks around, Marmaduke say, "Is it safe? Is it safe? Can we go forward?" Yeah, he'll turn to Celine and say, "Hey, this is what people want: leadership. leadership. Yes. Just make a note of that on your medieval
Yes.
clipboard. Yes.
Hang on a second. Yeah. Hang on a second.
Leadership.
Yes. Full
Full
stop.
stop.
Yeah. Well done. You are learning
Yes.
fantastically.
Oh,
Wegbert, having snuck around the snakes, they do not notice you. But they hear this loud cry from down the road, and suddenly the snakes stop doing what they're doing and begin charging down the road towards you.
Marmaduke could take a step behind anybody who's near and say, "It looks like we're going to be in a battle."
And indeed, as they approach, please can everyone roll me initiative?
Oh man.
Okay. This is when people need to say,
Yep. So initiative on the on your character sheet, your initiative should be at the top in the middle next to your armor class. All you need to do is click on the word initiative. It should roll it for you.
there you go, it says 0.
There you go.
Yeah.
You rolled a 16. Very nice. Would someone mind tracking initiative for me? That would be great. Ooh. In my opinion, heroes get to go first. So, Marmaduke, you are at the top of the order.
Fantastic. How far between me and the snake?
Well,
Snakes.
The snakes are charging. They're about 30 feet away at the start of this turn.
Okay. So Marmaduke will... I don't know what it's called in this game. So, but if I describe what I'm doing and then somebody can tell me that's an
Absolutely.
action. Yeah. So Marmaduke will sort of like switch his combat, his staff into both hands and step slightly in front of Celine, who seems like she may need protection of some description. And he'll stand and he'll wait until a snake or snakes comes near him, and then he'll just whack it as hard as he possibly can. Maybe with the end of his staff, try to pierce it to the ground.
Fantastic.
You know,
So
a head or
call that
something.
a held action. So you will
Okay.
hold your attack until they come within
Cool.
5 feet of you.
Yeah.
Do you have any bonus actions or anything like that you'd like to do on your turn?
Bonus actions being
I think fighters at level 2 might have second wind and things like that, which is a heal up.
I
might
have
also have
second
some
wind.
abilities.
I also have action surge. I have.
Yeah,
Uh,
possibly don't want to
no.
use those just yet. Fair enough. Okay.
No.
Yeah, hold on to those, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So then next in the turn order is the snakes, who immediately rush towards Marmaduke, who was being quite loud. They're going to be within 5 feet of you, so feel free to roll that attack. You should just be able to click on your weapon.
Is this two-handed then? Yeah.
I
It
think so,
says
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two-handed,
Whack.
11. Unfortunately, your strike hits the ground, missing the snakes. An 11
Drat.
is not enough, I'm afraid. And they proceed to try and bite you.
Nice.
Does a 21 beat your armor class?
Do you need to get higher or lower than it?
I need to get higher than your armor class.
Yeah, my arm class is 17.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Please take 7 piercing damage and then make me
Yeah.
a Constitution saving throw.
By doing what? How do I
Just
make a...
on the left.
Sorry.
No, you're absolutely fine. On the left, you should see all your attributes. Just to the right
Yeah.
of that, in the top box, you should see saving throws, which have all the words there in small.
Got it.
small-
Yeah.
I'm just going to reset my XSplit for a second. My camera's lagging big time.
Do I just press Constitution?
You should just press Constitution. 21. Great save. So you'll only take half of that damage. Please take 7 piercing damage and 8 poison damage.
So that's 7. That's 15. When do I need to get worried?
Well, what's your HP?
Now it's 3.
Yeah, I would be worried. I would be worried.
Okay. Marmaduke is officially worried.
Next in the round is Sheik's turn.
Sheik is going to see this happen. And reach out and touch Marmaduke and cast Cure Wounds.
Very nice, very nice. Cheeky Cure
So
Wounds
you
in there.
regain cheeky Cure Wounds. That's 4 healing. So you gain 4 hit points.
Cool, thank you.
Is Sheik within 5
7.
feet of the snakes doing that, or?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, good. Sheik is gonna do nothing else. for now.
Okay. Cheek, brilliant. Next then will be Wegbert. Now, Wegbert, you can see everyone else in combat, but you're currently hidden for all intensive purposes.
In the street, just in the opposite direction. Hearing Marmaduke's original shout, he'll sort of turn and then just see the snakes going off to attack him, and he'll probably no, we can't have any more accidents like this, and he will raise one hand up into the air and throw a fireball at them.
Say fireball.
Fireball.
Just for me?
Bolt.
Okay.
I was going to say, I know nothing about this game, but fireball does not sound good.
No.
Well, unfortunately, a 12 isn't going to cut the mustard. Your firebolt goes a little wide. Maybe it's... You know how it is, right? You're a fresh adventurer. You're learning to lead your shots still. It hits the ground just behind them.
At which point he'll probably swear to himself in Gnomish and then start jogging after them.
Yeah, you have 30 foot of speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so
25.
25.
Bit
So
shorter than
you'll be 5 feet. You'll be like 10 feet away from the snakes then when they arrive. Next is Celine holding up the turn order for us.
Celine will put her clipboard away and say, "Oh dear, this is not good." She'll pull out a dagger from a pocket protector, and then she'll pull out her rapier and she'll dual wield. And she's going to do the stabby McStab stab.
Stabby McStab, love it.
Okay. And I do have allies within 5 feet, so I get sneak attack.
You do. Unfortunately, an 11's not going to do it.
Okay. And she's stabby with her dagger.
You all have rolled really consistent around 10 today. Yep. The stabby stab doesn't work out too well, but this is definitely an improvement for Celine. Your weapons are still in your hands.
Yes. See, I am inspired by everything that Marmaduke has had to say. We're just going up from here until we die.
Do we always take the first dice roll? Because I see 2 all the time.
Yeah, we always roll advantage, so we'll always take the left one unless we're rolling at advantage or disadvantage.
Being... Oh, right. It's
Yeah.
like a positive.
And by the way, Immortals, you did get gifted an advantage from chat, and Chantel and Stella, you have one left over from last week.
So, sorry, tell me what advantage is, sorry.
Oh, that's advantage. You just get to roll twice. So the 2 dice rolls are for advantage and disadvantage. You've been gifted one by chat, so you can just say, "I want to use advantage on this," and we'll take the higher of the 2 rolls.
Right, and do I say that before I roll or after I roll?
Before you roll, nailed it.
Okay, cool.
And it is your turn, so that could be very pertinent information.
Yeah, right. I think, I'm going to hit this, try to hit this snake again, and I will use that advantage.
Yes.
Okay, so that means I take the second one, is it, or just the highest
Whichever
one?
one's higher. Whichever one's higher.
Okay, here we go. Oh!
Oh, natural 20. Return on investment. Now, if you go to where that roll is output, just beneath the 22, where it says quarterstaff, if you click on that, it will roll critical damage for you automatically. 6 points of damage.
I'll just look at Selena at that point and go, see.
The snakes
Yes.
look bludgeoned. Next is the snake's turn. They don't like being hit by that. So they're going to not attack you. They're going to attack Chicanery. Perhaps now trying to flee. Would they try and flee? No, not yet. They're going to attack Chicanery. Chicanery.
Yes.
Does a 16 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh.
Can you hit Constitution saving throw, please?
I'm going to use that advantage, I think.
Yep. I mean, you only need to roll a 10.
I did not. Oh, wait. I rolled again.
Advantage.
Oh,
Yes.
You only take 10 poison
Yes.
damage.
15 poison damage. 15 damage in total, right?
Yes.
Ouch.
15 total damage, 10 poison, 5 piercing.
We gotta get away from these snakes, y'all.
Uh,
Look at her.
Ow.
but fortunately, Chicanery, it's now your turn.
Ow. I am. Okay, I can't make you do that. Gah. I'm going to. Oh my. Magic missile them.
Ooh.
Yes.
So that'll be 3 bolts. If you click the spell 3 times, each time you click it, it will do a bolt, unless you would like to upcast it. If you can.
Oh, right, I see. So each time I click it, it's going to just do.
Yeah, magic missiles never miss. 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage. Is that. Oh, right.
3 bolts. Yep. 7. 9 points of damage. 9 points of damage on the sneaky's necks. The snakes. You know, they're not quite less than half the amount of snakes. You see some snakes drop to the ground unmoving, but there's still more than half moving. Next in the turn order is Wegbert.
Wegbert is going to, feeling a little bit more confident at being so much closer now, going to fling another fire bolt.
19 hits! A 19 hits, dealing 2 points of damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably about it for him. He's a bit too preoccupied at the massive snakes that he's a little bit confused by it, to be honest. He walked past fine, and then suddenly there's just chaos.
Fantastic. Celine, unless you have any bonus actions, Puddle.
No.
Nope. So, Celine then.
Celine will continue stabbing, and she says, "Don't bite my boss."
I'm fine, don't worry.
Oh no.
A 19 hits. Oh my goodness. Could you roll lower sneak attack? That
know.
does look like less than half of the snakes remain now, though.
Awesome. Boop.
An 18 hits as well. No
Okay.
sneak attack, though, I'm afraid.
Yes.
You
So
did
that's
more damage
actually-
without. Just goes to
That's
show, I
actually
guess.
4 damage because it's my offhand.
Ah, yes. Thank you. After Celine, we go back up to Marmaduke. Now, Marmaduke, you can take a bonus action. If your health's low, you do have Second Wind or Action Surge, which you can do to attack twice.
Ooh. I will take recommendations at this point.
Well, it
What
looks
is
like
it?
there's less than half the snakes left, you know.
I've only got 7 hit points left, though.
Yeah,
I have 2, so. Hey.
Yeah, I think. When do I take the bonus action? Do I take it
you can
before
take
I
it-
hit or after?
On your turn, you have an action and a bonus action. You can use them at any time you like. You also get a reaction before your next turn, which tend to be either an opportunity attack or listed in the spell as a reaction casting time.
So I could try to hit, maybe wipe them, and then if I don't kill them, I could take my bonus action and do second wind. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can hit first, see if they're still up, see how bad they are. You can either action surge or second wind, up to you.
Okay, then. I'll do that then. I will strike them first. And this is without anything. 13.
13, unfortunately, will not hit the snakes.
Okay, then. In which case, I will second wind.
Right.
What do I need to press?
Okay, so on the left of your character sheet, next to where the Constitution saving throws are, you should see the word hit dice.
Yeah, got it.
Click
Yeah,
that.
so I did this. Junk.
And then your fighter level is 2, right?
2, yeah.
So you will take
So-
8 points of health. You regain 8 points of health.
Cool.
There we go. And
15, yeah.
that will be the end of your turn.
So it's one turn, one action, and one bonus action. Yeah.
That's correct. Yep. And you have a reaction. So, for example, if the snakes were to leave your space, you could take a reactionary attack as they don't disengage, which is exactly what they do. They begin to try and break. They turn and try to flee you, Marmaduke. Would you like to take an opportunity attack?
I certainly would. Certainly would.
Unfortunately, a 12 is not gonna hit. Chicanery, you're also within 5 feet. Would you like an opportunity attack?
No, let him go.
Go on, Celine.
Leave
Go
me
on.
be.
And Celine?
Oh, Celine, no.
Okay. Well, they do turn from you directly into Wegbert. And Wegbert, being in their path, they are going to try and bite you on the way out. How mean am I feeling? I've got an advantage. You know, I like to use up the things that chat give me. I'm going to use an advantage on this. I'm so sorry, Wegbert. You know,
Wegbert's short career coming to an end right here.
I mean, I don't think that's what's going to happen. Does an 18 hit you? Look at that. What a waste of an advantage. Does an 18 hit you?
Yeah, just.
Then please take... Oh, give me a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Do wizards have a lot of hit points?
No, famously not.
All right.
Famously not.
A 16, so you succeed. You only take 5 piercing damage and 6 poison damage, and then the snakes continue to flee past you. Would you like to take an opportunity attack?
Yes, he is going to try and hit them as they go off.
A 14 hits. You hit them. Yeah, they hit.
Perfect. Ow! Take this!
And the snakes continue to run.
Marmaduke will go, ah! Like that at the snakes as they...
Don't call them back.
It was purely my prowess. Once I got my stuff out, that was it. They saw their fault.
And ran away.
Correct, yes. And it's nice to see that the little gnome came back as well, after he'd obviously charged off in the wrong direction altogether.
Well, we were supposed to be going along the path. I walked up, it looked fine, I carried on. I don't really know what happened, to be honest. I turned around and, well, you seem to have upset them by shouting.
I think that would probably be a reprimand, just out of interest.
Well, I wouldn't think you would be told off for that. You probably didn't know they were going to attack you.
Well, no, Marmaduke will quickly just sort of like change the subject. Well done, Susan. Well done.
Oh, thank you. And
Good
she'll
job.
reach into her bag. Thank you. Thanks, boss. Start blushing. The
My
hands.
pleasure. That's not a problem at all. She's
Oh.
quite good, this one.
Oh, I was talking to Chicanery, but yes, you did well too.
Thank you.
Chicanery here, and she'll hand a piece of jerky to Chicanery.
Thank you.
You don't look so good, boss.
Shall we dissect now? And consider the pros and cons of that fantastic fight. Do we do feedback now or later?
I would like to suggest that shouting is probably not a good idea.
Okay.
No shouting.
Thank you for sharing that feedback to me. I take that.
You have some blood on you, and he'll just touch, just like with a finger, and prestidigitate the blood off of you.
Thank you.
Right, no shouting.
Now, the rest of the day will pass by without incident. The snakes have dispersed into the undergrowth. However, when you make camp that night, you're sure you can hear a faint hissing from all around. The night passes without any incident, and you can still take a long rest, but your characters may feel a little tired in the morning. Perhaps disturbed slumber? Up to you. How anxious would your characters be? Either way, the next day, everything's fine and dandy again. Off you go back up the road.
Do I get anything back?
Yes, when you take a long rest, you regain all your spell slots, you get all your health back, and you recover from most conditions.
And what about, do I get second wind back?
Yep, also get that back, yep.
So will my hit points just go back up to my maximum? Sorry, it's just a whole load of questions.
No,
okay,
that's absolutely fine. It goes.
Thank you.
I think it goes up to maximum unless you're exhausted, I think. Possibly.
Right.
I can't remember. That might be
Marmaduke just sleep perfectly.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I think Wegbert would be quite chilled out about the whole thing as well.
Well, y'all have made good progress up the high road. You're coming up to the Mere of Dead Men, a well-known tourist spot. In fact, this part of the high road runs parallel to the Mere of Dead Men. I say well-known tourist spot. Also a swamp full of dangers, pestilence, and death. But alongside the road, you see a lizard folk pleading with a male human dressed in black leather. Behind the dark figure, two bugbears stand with their morning stars drawn, staring at the lizard folk with menace in their eyes. The human shouts loudly enough for you all to hear, "Not acceptable! Friends show this walking fish my displeasure." The lizard folk starts to argue, saying, I'm not a fish, I am. But the bugbears interrupt with the hafts of their weapons knocking the wind out of the lizard folk and driving it to its knees. The poor creature catches sight of your party, looking at you all with a pleading expression.
Marmaduke just turned around to say, I thought the rule was no shouting. There was definitely shouting going on there.
Yeah,
they're not in our employ.
It looks like they're not having a good time of it as well.
He's obviously done something quite dishonorable and not very nice, if you ask me.
Well, maybe they're just bullies.
What's going on here?
And as you become visible to that party, I think that's where we'll take our break. We're about to take a 5-minute break, everyone. It's been, we're going to go and get ourselves hydrated, get ourselves bio breaks and all of that good stuff. And we encourage you to do the same. If you're working from home at the moment and you're not used to doing that and you've been here since the beginning, now is a great time to get up, stretch, maybe put the kettle on, okay? We'll be back in 5 minutes. In a minute. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic break. We certainly did. Now, we did get 10 retweets at some point during that first half, and I kind of missed it. So I believe the 10th retweet, it was Huggus Hunter. It's always difficult to tell on Twitter, you know. I think it was Huggus Hunter. So Huggus Hunter, if you're in trap, if you're in a trap, and you can't get out, it could be because you love it too much. In which case, have a baby. No, if you're in chat, use !roll, and we'll. My mind unraveling so soon. Okay, let's dive straight back into it. There's a lizard folk being mugged by bugbears on the side of the road, and as you say, hey, what's going on here? Another thing happens. Before we dive into that, something else happens. Just as soon as I get this roll up. Huh. Each of you feels emboldened by Chicanery's question. You each gain 5 temporary hit points.
I so badly need that.
And
Same.
thank you very much, chat, for that Wild Magic Surge roll. The Wild Magic Surge, it giveth and it taketh away. In this case, it giveth. You each have 5 temporary hit points. And the bugbear turns to the 4 of you and goes, "Go away!" It has a large spiked club. You know the clubs with like rings of spikes around them? Like banded club. Go away!
Oh, well, that's not very nice.
Well, my associate here is trying to encourage you that you didn't see anything, and it may be best for you to move on.
But you're in the road. Of course we can see you.
What didn't we see?
We have just defeated a whole handful of snakes. I'm sure a small company like yourself will not pose a threat to Celine at all.
Be careful what you say. I am recording this.
Oh, good.
I have my clipboard.
Yes, maybe an exclamation mark after what I said there, just to add.
That's the sound an exclamation point.
Are you threatening someone with a clipboard?
Yes, I am
Yes.
emboldened.
You are emboldened.
I have 10 hit points. 5 is half. I'm like 50% more Celine right now.
Ooh. Celine's not playing around today.
Mm-mm. Sorry in advance.
If Celine's going for some kind of threatening intimidation, then Marmaduke will support her.
Oh, yeah. Chicanery is also there.
So
Yeah.
give me an intimidation check, please.
Oh my god. Okay.
But with advantage, because we're
With
helping,
advantage.
right?
Help,
right?
yep, help. You do
Yes.
get advantage, that's true.
Medieval clipboard. 19.
On a 19,
Ow.
see this figure kind of hesitate for a second, as do the bugbears. But he carries on. Look. Walk away or face the full wrath of the Zentarim. All of you will know the Zentarim, the underground crime syndicate.
Beastly group.
Yes.
Sorry, the what? I didn't quite catch that.
The Zentarim. The Zents.
Oh. The Zents. Is that another business? Are they another?
Zenturims. Zents.
So what are you doing with this lizard folk here? Hello, friend. How are you? To the lizard folk.
Hello. My name is Fetsis. I'm the leader of my tribe. These hooligans are trying to waylay me. They're harassing me.
Do you owe them money?
Do they owe you money?
I don't think.
One of the bugbears kind of backhands her, and the guy says, "No, she owes us money, all right. She hasn't paid us for several days. Look, if you're not gonna move on, yeah, meth, get him." And as the two bugbears step forward, I'd like you all to roll initiative again. Combat day.
I can do this. I can do this.
That's not very nice. Oh my god, these rolls.
Yeah. We're all feeling emboldened. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Okay, so
fuck all
if someone
time.
wouldn't mind tracking initiative for me again, please. I can see Wegbert is first this time. You see the two bugbears striding towards you, maybe only 5 or 10 feet away. They are looking with menace and malice and all sorts of other words beginning with M in their eyes.
He's looking. They're kind of towering over him at this point, so he's looking a little bit intimidated. So he's sort of takes a step back and no, I don't think we need your friends to. No, we're fine here. And then he'll just hold a hand at them as he casts sleep in the terrible.
Ooh. Oh.
Mm,
Well,
that's not
I mean, who do you cast this at? Where exactly do you cast this?
I'm going
Oh
for
no.
trying to basically capture both of the bugbears.
Both the bugbears. Now, sleep.
It's a big old radius.
That is a big radius. That's a 20 feet radius. Unfortunately, neither of the bugbears fall asleep on that roll.
Fantastic.
In ascending order of their current hit points. Who has the lowest HP, please?
I currently
Don't
have.
forget.
I currently have 23. That's with the 5 hit points on top of it.
Okay.
22.
22. You're
Does
muted.
the wounded lizard folk count?
They're not actually wounded at the moment.
Ooh. I have 15 hit points.
No.
Well, as it happens, the sneery bandit falls asleep. He is the only person that falls asleep. The bandit falls asleep with 11. He had the lowest HP.
Well, that could have gone bad.
I love
Thank
that
you.
spell. I love
Wild
that spell.
Surge. Oh my god.
Anything else on your turn?
No, he's probably just going to back up a little bit. They're quite intimidating to him, and he's clearly done nothing to them.
Well, they're not in melee range yet, so you can move freely without incurring any opportunity attack. So you can move away a little. Then
He's going to slowly step back a little bit and kind of, Marmaduke, you look like a strapping fellow. I'm sure.
Oh,
this is
strapping! Thank you so much.
for your speed.
next in the turn order is chicanery.
Chicanery is going to cast command at one of the bugbears and say, leave, which is essentially flee.
Yeah.
And it's a DC 13 wisdom save, please. Said
Could you-
bugbear.
Could you pop the spell for us as well in chat?
I can pop the spell.
Do spells
Well-
just come off automatically then?
Sort of.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
There's
assuming
a-
that you've all got arcane focuses and stuff. We kind of hand wave.
Cool.
In like a full tabletop game where you've got like 8 or 9 hours, you might worry about finding crystals and stuff to do. But
I mean,
hand wave,
in
hand
this
wave.
particular case, it's literally just chicanery looking at someone and saying, "Get out of here." There's no magic.
Cool.
It's literally just leave.
It is actually just pure intimidation.
It's just magical intimidation.
Get out.
This is what it means to be middle management.
Okay. Well, it seems to take effect on its next turn. So I think Jut the bugbear stops like looking at you dumbly for a second.
He's going to leave next time he moves. The next thing he's going to do is leave. Or I'll want to know why.
Anything else on your turn?
I'll move so that I'm closer to the lizard folk.
Okay, yeah, you can totally do that. The currently dumbfounded bugbear does not try to attack you in any way. Next is Celine.
Ooh. Celine will put her clipboard away. She'll pull out her short bow and just kind of clicks, strings it, and she will try to shoot the bugbear that was not affected by the command spell.
Okay.
Character sheet call. There it is. Boop.
The arrow flies over its head into the
Just
mirror below.
testing.
Then Marmaduke. Unless you have anything else, sorry, Celine.
Nope. Thank you.
So question, sorry. I've just seen chicanery, is that right? Chicanery. Say
Yeah, chic.
leave like that. Can I, if I try to intimidate the other one and sort of like go leave and do the same, but use an intimidation roll, do I forfeit my chance to attack?
You would in this case, yes. It's
Right.
kind of it kind of depends. In this case, yes, because there is a high chance that this will work.
Yeah. So I have intimidation as a skill.
Yeah, sure. Please
So-
roll it for me.
Yeah. He's just sort of like leave in the same sort of like way. 10.
10.
One of them's fleeing already.
I only rolled a 6. So, after Marmaduke's turn, here's what happens. Bugbear number 1, Jut, turns and starts running its full speed down the road away from you all. 60 feet total.
That's mine.
Bugbear number 2, Meth, looks around, having you been like leave as well, not compelled by a spell, but looks around at it looks around and to the person on the floor and goes, rescue. Wait, Jeff! Oh, bleeding neck! And starts running down the road as well, as fast as they can.
Oh my.
Thank you.
After them, it is Bandit number 3's turn. But I think we're essentially out of combat as the two bugbears start racing each other to get away, and you're with a sleeping Rascal. How would you like to proceed?
Chicanery, did you know those two? They seem to listen to you.
Everybody listens to me.
I see. Oh, I suppose that's why you're in management then.
Yes, the middle management life works for me very well.
Chicanery, did you notice my my actual possibility there for management material as well? How I copied you in a remarkable manner. And did you see the result of such a thing?
How is Celine feeling?
I was
right now?
impressed. Keep
Thank you.
practicing.
I'll turn to Celine and say, did you see that?
Yes, I saw
I'm
that. You see,
impressed.
she's taking notes. She's like, I'll put it in your performance appraisal.
Thank you. Yes. Potential. You too, one day, can just be like myself and Shikinari.
I promise I'll try it next time. Next time we get into a combat, that is the first thing I will do.
Well, only when you're good and ready for it. We don't want
Go well.
fade.
I'm ready. Don't worry.
How's the lizard folk woman on the floor? How's she going?
She's actually okay. She stands up and she says, "Thank you. My name is Fetsis. She gives she looks like she's walking towards Rascal on the floor. This bandit, this criminal, he used to run a fair deal with us, but he used confusing language. He told us about a slow market, meaning that he could pay us less, and then taking algae with a promise to pay later, saying his cash flow was poor. And then when we began to balk, they began to send mercenaries. And then they started to charge protection money. We have a field or a part of the mere that we have set aside as a farm. We make the algae used in water breathing potions.
Really? That is fascinating. And they were taking it from you?
Not originally. At first they were paying us.
Well, that doesn't seem very nice. But well, the two larger fellows seem to have run off now, and well, he seems to be taking a nap of sorts. So maybe they won't be much of a problem anymore.
I want to throw him in the swamp.
Can he swim?
I don't care.
Not while he's sleeping.
Oh, wow.
I don't think it's a lot of swimming happens in a swamp, Wakebird. A lot of sinking, not necessarily swimming.
Oh, well,
Yes.
Well, maybe throwing him in the swamp's probably not a good idea.
Anyway, I will hold my violence for now. Listen. I don't know what to do. We have a surplus of stock. I know it's worth some money in Waterdeep, but to us, it's just weeds.
We can take it.
We will take the stock from you, if you wish.
Celine, make a note of that.
We could perhaps make a trade. I know that it's worth 100 gold pieces per. Our stock is worth 100 gold pieces in Waterdeep per month. I'd be willing to trade. I don't know. 50 gold.
Would this be considered an opportunity to set up a line of commerce, as it were?
Yes. You'd like 50 gold. What else can we provide for you?
Oh, a cart with a guard.
This can be done.
I can be the guard.
Yes, Marmaduke here. He's a rather large, imposing sort, as you can see. He surely could have handled the two larger fellows who ran off. I mean, I'm sure he was the one who scared one of them off, didn't you see?
Completely.
I have seen your handiwork, and I am most impressed with all of you. This character's slowly become French over time.
Lovely.
Celine hands them a business card.
What is this?
Tis us. We are the cleanup crew.
The cleanup crew.
Yes, we clean things up.
And apparently more, I'm learning. I've yet to see a broom.
Well,
This is certainly a big mess, and I certainly feel like you are cleaning up my mess.
Oh, well,
That's what we're here for.
That's good then.
Okay, well, I will get people ready to begin trading with your cart and guard. I appreciate that. My people will also be grateful. Fetsis is in your debt.
Seems a
Thank
good
you.
bargain. Yes. Very good bargain there.
Okay.
Well, where do you actually live?
Oh,
A good question.
you won't be able to get there. I live here. She points to the mere of dead men. As your friend said, Marmaduke, was it?
Yes, Sir Marmaduke.
Sir Marmaduke. And she does a little
Yes.
bow.
Thank you.
The
Seems-
mere is not
it
good
what-
for
how
most
you
people.
have to clean
Most people sink in there. We will meet you on the roadside here.
Hmm.
That was the main reason I did not fear this rascal too much. How would his mercenaries possibly get to us?
Perhaps a boat.
A boat could work. You have access to one. Most of the cargo ships charge heavily for their transport.
I do not have a boat.
I have
See?
met one led by the Dragon Have you heard of them? The mercenary
Sounds-
company.
I read a lot of books. And maybe flyers.
Do you know what, Celine? Give me a history check. Anyone who lives in Waterdeep can have a history check. We're going to have some lore drops here.
Heck yeah.
Do I
people
live
in-
in Waterdeep? I don't know what water.
You might have just arrived, it's up to you.
Waterdeep is the city that we are in.
Well, we were.
Right.
in.
We're in, yeah.
Yeah, let's do this.
Oh, yeah. So, everyone except Chicanery. Chicanery, maybe you don't bother yourself with other ventures. But the Bregenderf Mercenary Company is a mercenary company from the Underdark, led by Jarlax or Benir.
I think they are a very unsavory bunch.
I think that is a... Perhaps depends on your point of reference.
So
Well-
is the plan to help them now, or to
Oh.
wait by the roadside?
We can get everything ready.
That
I'm
sounds
sure you
good.
are not. I'm sure you did not travel this way to help us, so we can get our goods ready in perhaps 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That sounds a good amount of time. Yes. He'll just gesture to Celine. 2 weeks.
In that case, I bid you good day and happy trading. And she turns
Good
and
day to you. Yes.
dives into the mirror.
Oh. I do hope he. Do you think they can swim?
I think
They
she
live
was,
here.
I think she was part lizard. Was that the one that was part lizard?
Yes.
I think their natural habitat bird will probably be in some dire swamp.
So our new friend here has left a problem for us and gestures down to the sleeping bandit.
That's not a problem at all.
No? Okay.
Chicanery rifles through his pockets.
Oh,
Oh, do you think he has any snacks? Check his
That's what
backpack.
I'm checking for.
Oh,
Does he
really?
have snacks?
You find certain things in this person's pockets, right? You find a truncheon, okay, which has the Defender 9000 written down the stem.
You know this is from Arms and Armory, from the Arms and Armory catalog. It was one of their free giveaways, a construct your own weapon kit. He also has fine jewelry on his fingers, which on closer inspection is mostly glass and cheap metal. He's wearing finely tailored black suit, all dead black, but like of cheap material. Essentially, this is the classic person who is dressing how he thinks an assassin would dress.
Right.
Oh.
But the snack.
Oh, yes, of course, the
Sorry.
snacks. In his pockets, he has 2 sets of rations and a very fine protein bar.
Ooh. Oh, he knows how to eat.
It's
Are there
a nut protein bar with salted caramel and chocolate.
Any toffees in there that might be on the go?
No toffees, unfortunately. There is, however, a necklace around his neck with a very simple Z.
Take that necklace.
Sorry, do we need to make an inventory of this? Of all property that we take?
I guarantee you Selena's already on it.
She shows.
Oh.
She's like drawn a little chart. Looks like an Excel spreadsheet.
So we know where everything came from.
Yes.
Good, yes.
Selena,
Although-
please.
You'll see that she points at a blank space where fine protein bar would be. She just wink, slides the protein bar to chicanery.
Chicanery puts it in a bag.
This is for later.
Oh. Around the campfire tonight, then. Protein bars all round.
Well, protein bar.
I'm sure it could be divided.
That's not how middle management works.
That is very true.
This was the first lesson I learned.
Yes,
Welcome to the trickle-down effect.
exactly. So just myself. Yes, we'll share it between us.
You believe what you need to believe to get you through the day.
Very much so.
Celine points at the 2 rations and she just nods to Wegbert.
It doesn't seem long until you all are arriving at Ice Spire Hold. Ice Spire Hold being a large fortress on top of the Ice Spire Peak Mountain. Now, admittedly, the geography doesn't make much sense. Hopefully, no one will sue us on this. We're just gonna shoehorn the Ice Spire Hold in. We're just gonna move the Ice Spire Peak south. Couple of 1,000 miles. No issues. No issues.
No one will know this. It's
Yeah,
fine.
no one. It's fine. Exactly.
It won't melt. It's fine. It's fine.
Exactly. The castle looks quite nice. Looks like it's been upgraded recently. And on the roof, in the sunlight, is a large white dragon.
I am new to this game, but I think large white dragon is not positive.
Definitely very far out of your CR.
CR being.
Challenge rating.
Challenge
Challenge
rating.
rating.
Thank you.
I now know what that stands for.
Celine will lean over to Marmaduke, point up with her quill, and say, "That's the big boss.
Oh. The big boss.
The big boss."
Big. Oh, very nice.
So that's chicanery's boss.
Yes.
Does chicanery have a boss?
Oh,
Well,
yes.
I
And
bet.
middle management. That
Oh, yes.
is
Yes.
upper management.
We
The
can always
dragon?
aspire to that.
Stands stretching its wings out, lazily falls off the roof, its wings impossibly catching it before it hits the ground. It swoops up a cow in a field nearby in one of its talons, and seeing you all on the road, comes and lands next to you all. It bites into the cow lazily.
Marmaduke could take a step backwards.
Marmaduke, I understand your aspirations, but I fear we may lack the resplendent qualities that would befall upper management of things.
What does it require?
What are you doing here?
Hello.
Marmaduke point to Shikinri. Speak. You are middle management.
The three of you.
We do this, then we suddenly go, and guess who's last?
Wegbert is thoroughly just waving.
Chicanery will bow extravagantly.
Marmaduke will follow suit.
Hello, boss.
No, you're one of ours. Good.
Besamir! Like the tower shakes as this dragon roars at it, and a small halfling runs out of the castle with a long scroll in hands and comes close, like, yes, Cryovein!
Verify these ones.
Can I take your chapter and management name, please? Waterdeep, it's you, Chicanery.
I am Chicanery of Waterdeep.
Chicanery of Waterdeep. Oh, the new one in Waterdeep. This is the new one, the one that's going to undermine and take out Acquisitions Incorporated from the inside, Cryovein.
Oh, good. Well, what do you have to report?
I am Marmaduke. Thank you.
I only speak to middle management.
You couldn't even say it. You couldn't even say it.
It's okay. Remember, you're a giant white dragon.
Huge white dragon. I only speak to middle management.
What do you have to report?
Everything is going very well in Waterdeep. However, we met someone whose name Chantel can't remember. Underground.
The goblin or his master?
His master. Whoever.
Karen.
Karen.
We met someone called Karen. Well, we didn't meet him. He was dead. Good. But we met someone who decided to say he was from the cleanup crew.
Do we have a Karen in the crew?
No!
What is the meaning of this? What else did you learn?
He had a goblin called Gorko.
Do we have a Gorko?
No!
They were acting as a subsidiary of Dread Enterprises from the mines of Vandover.
They were acting as a subsidiary of Acquisitions Incorporated. In the mines of Vandelver.
Dread Enterprises.
Dran Enterprises.
Dran Enterprises.
Damn you, Dran.
Those sniveling They are a third company to try and enter this race.
It's okay, boss. We're gonna bring them down from the inside.
Are you heading to the Phandalin?
Yes.
Good. And what is your status within Acquisitions Incorporated?
Chicanery pulls out a small pin that just says, approved by Omendran. I wear this when I work for them. They're happy.
You also had papers and stuff as well that he gave you, like a whole bunch. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
Chicanery doesn't
like it.
walk around with papers. That's a lot.
I know. Good. Go to Phandalin. Wipe out Dran Enterprises in the name of Acquisitions Incorporated and further secure yourself within their company.
You want us to further secure ourselves within their company, whilst
Yes.
also erasing it from the outside.
We may be able to do takeover rather than destruction.
Celine here had that same idea.
Oh, well done, Sleep. Well
Oh,
done.
oh, no, it was Chicanery's idea.
You'll be middle management in no
The
time.
Dragon takes a large talon and points it towards Celine. Like the tip of its talon's about the same size as your face. Perhaps
dear.
you will be marked for middle management. And he touches you. And where he touches you, a little blue glow that says C appears on your forehead for just a second and then disappears.
Celine's holding her breath.
Don't worry, it's gone now. It's gone.
Oh. Thank you, Mr. Lord Master Cryovein, boss.
Please, my name is a title. Cryovein. Anything else to report?
Cryovein.
Turns back to Chicanery, ignoring Celine's existence again. Anything else to report?
Chicanery takes out the protein bar.
We found this.
Like its nostril can't even, like... Where did you get this?
There was a bandit who was threatening a lizard folk village not far from here.
Will this be an interesting story?
There may be business opportunities between the lizard folk and cleanup crew incorporated.
Excellent, yes. Increase my hoard. The company profit margin, yes. It seems to me that you have everything in order, Chicanery and the Waterdeep Cleanup Crew faction. Carry on with your missions.
Thank you, Cryovein.
And he like flaps once and is in the air, like hanging like dragons do, and lets out a 200-foot cone of ice, and then turns just in the air and turns and goes back to sunbathing on the rooftop. Oh, that was one of the better. Oh, that's one of the better meetings I've ever seen with Cryovein. He must be. You've really put him in a good mood.
What does he do when he's not in a good mood?
He looks hesitantly towards the sea for a second and goes, nothing. You can see, like, icy scorch marks on the road all around, as though, like, the ice has been frozen so much it burnt.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
it turns
see.
out there's not so much chance of Ice by a Hold melting as we thought.
I understand.
Sorry, he does nothing.
He gently sieves in a professional way.
No,
It seems appropriate for upper management.
well, yeah, I would appreciate that someone of his position might be somewhat stressed with the running of a large organization such as this.
And
I think
as you all
I
are
think it's what's
talking,
called delegation.
you hear
Well, yes, that's exactly
from
what
the rooftop
chicanery is.
once again, Berzamir! And he's like, I've got to go! Good luck! And like the little halfling runs away with his scrolls and paper.
Sorry, Celine, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
I saw the dragon sort of like touch you on your.
He booped me.
He did what? Sorry,
Booped me.
booped you.
Yeah, like this. Boop. Pokes you on the nose.
Oh, I can't say that I'm familiar with that expression. Does booping mean anything? I think it was on your forehead, actually, rather than your nose.
I imagine it does. Did you not see how happy Celine was afterwards?
Oh, I see. Booping instills happiness. Well, and he sort of like looks around at chicanery and thinks, no. And
Don't boop me.
No, I got that.
That's reserved for upper management.
I got that quite clearly. And he'll turn to Celine and go, and boop to you.
As you turn around, you see Wegbert, significantly shorter, just like.
No, you're not having a boop.
He boops your leg.
Celine will crouch down and offer her nose for you.
Oh, how sweet.
I like Celine.
How sweet. So, boss, next plan of action.
We keep moving. Let's
Yes,
get to
agree.
work.
Let's keep moving, everyone. Let's get back to work.
Are we going to clean something now, or?
Is
Well,
there something?
you still need to continue on your way to Phandalin. You know, that's the whole point of today's session is to get to Phandalin, and you're doing very well.
I think that would be. Let's march forward, shall we?
Yes. Onward.
Yes.
And
Does
you
Celine
can
still
Lead
have
the
a?
way.
Does Celine still have a bin?
Of course. It's essential for our new franchise.
Good. I'm pleased that you still have it.
Do you have a dirty sock to put into it?
Not quite yet. After those fierce battles, maybe dirty something else, but not necessarily socks at this precise moment.
She closes it. Socks only.
I'm willing to clean socks, but that's about it.
Yes.
You're running around with that one.
My socks are still fragrant, thank you.
Fragrant. Fragrant.
Yes. Noble socks are always fragrant.
Oh,
Forward, shall we?
And you can make your way back down south to the high road, and then on to the Trilbor Trail. As you all make your way onto the Trilbor Trail, I hurriedly turned back to the page I was on. You stumble into what looks like by... I'm not even actually sure they stumbled into what looks like a by the numbers goblin ambush that turns into something more bizarre. Ahead on the road, a pair of dead horses, an overturned cart to block your way. Sacks and barrels spilled from the cart litter the ground. Trees go close to the road here, and the thick undergrowth obscures the view beyond. Now, Chicanery Celine, you will have been trained in in recognizing ambushes. This is a goblin ambush. Dead horses, cart, things spilled on the road, goblins.
We need to be quiet here.
Oh, no shouting.
No shouting.
I got you.
This is a goblin ambush.
Oh, a goblin ambush.
Yes.
Would anyone like to make me a perception check?
Oh, I'll make anything.
Yeah, let's do this.
I thought mine was bad, but
Celine takes off her glasses and she starts cleaning them. She looks around.
Well, Celine and Marmaduke, as Chicanery says, this is a goblin ambush. You can see, you can't see any movement around, okay? You can't see any movement around. But you will see in the undergrowth motionless goblins. They are standing completely motionless.
I think we're safe. I can't see anything ahead.
There's goblins over here, though.
Goblins.
Oh,
Chicanery.
Yeah, it's right there. Right there.
Henry, you will notice those goblins are in fact dead.
I can't see any goblins at all.
It's right there.
Wait, man, you're pointing to a tree trunk. That is definitely not a goblin.
No.
No, but
behind
that
the
is.
tree trunk.
Oh.
Oh.
Is there anything that's not a goblin? Like, is this a goblin ambush
Two
that
dead,
has been?
two dead horses.
I can see the horses. Wait a bit. I can
There,
definitely see horses.
there are definitely goblins. They're right there. However, they are currently dead.
Oh,
Oh.
dead goblins.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's a little bit more comforting if they're already dead.
We haven't been trained for a dead goblin ambush. Flipping through her notes.
No, but we are trained for undead. So prepare for undead goblins.
Oh. Yes, how does one prepare for undead goblins?
I would imagine much in the same way you would prepare for non-dead goblins.
Oh, yes, right. I did spend a small amount of time as an acolyte, mainly because that was the only background that was available on row 20 for me. So I have had some interaction with the faith, so to speak. Something about a war cleric, I think. Timora maybe, or something. I wasn't really suited to that. But aren't people of the cloth a little bit more robust against undead?
I am prepared.
I am pleased to hear it. Always
Yes.
prepared.
Always prepared.
That should be
Unless
your
I'm not.
That should be your middle name.
Chicanery, always prepared.
And then
Unless
your
you're
last
not.
name.
I don't have one.
Oh.
It's difficult to have a middle name when there is no last one.
Well, maybe choose prepared as your surname and then have always as your middle name.
As you
Chicanery.
all continue to talk,
Always.
the horses stand up, the flesh
Oh, no.
falling from their bones.
No.
Marmaduke saw like holds up one hand and said, I did not shout. I did not shout.
They are going to attack. Because we don't have a lot of time, we're going to do the fastest combat we've ever seen. I'd like everyone to simply roll a d20, please.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
5. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so Chicanery and Celine. Well, Chicanery is a bastion during this fight, okay? Chicanery does great. Celine does okay. The two skeletal warhorses are definitely knocked out, but Marmaduke, you only do slight... You are very close to death, and I think Anthony... Wegbert will almost get knocked down. It's going to be like, if it wasn't for that temporary HP, you'd have been killed.
Perfect.
And we get to the end of the combat. It's been grueling. It went on for an hour. We'll record it later and chuck it in post. We won't. And here we are at the end of the fight. The skeletons defeated on the ground.
Boy, that was some fight. They nearly had me.
Well,
I think they did actually.
Was maybe not the best bit. I'd rather not do that again.
I think they did have Wegbert by the looks of him.
Almost.
Yes. I'll make a note of that as well. No shouting and no undead horses in the future. Did the goblins attack as well?
No. The goblins, you can investigate the goblins. You see that they are tied to the trees.
Oh.
They are literally dead.
Do you think the horses tied the goblins to the trees?
At that point,
oh dear.
At that point, Wegbert is now trying to see if he can pick up the rope, using his fist. I don't understand how they would have.
I see.
They have mouths as well.
I mean, if you're going to say that, then he's going in with the mouth as well, and he's probably biting the rope and. No.
Marmaduke just looks at Wegbert as they say, "Yeah, right. Carry on, Wegbert. Who tied them to the trees?"
I don't know. Are there footprints anywhere?
Good question.
Why don't we do some investigation checks?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I would probably assume that Wegbert is too preoccupied at the minute for that.
Celine is busy drawing a diagram of where everything is and taking measurements of everything in her notes.
Okay, so Marmaduke, you discover a lot of the crates, sacks, and barrels litter the road, covering any sign of tracks. Okay, you can't discover any of that, but you do find one cask of Luskan ice mead that remains intact among the looted goods. Now, we'll carry the 11 forward as an appraisal. You know that this would be worth some money in Phandalin, but probably worth even more money in Waterdeep, where they're less likely to realize that ice mead is just regular mead to Luskans. Sounds fancy. You know, you could probably get 4 times the price or something in Waterdeep. Chicanery, as you are investigating the goblins and the skeletons, it's actually in the flesh of the horses that fell from their bones to the ground that you find a strange mark. It looks like a draconic skull with a sword driven up through it from the bottom. If anyone would like to identify, once Chicanery has discovered the mark, if anyone would like to try and identify it, it will require an Arcana check.
Yes, please.
I also have the identifier. So.
I have no idea.
Nope, afraid not. There's not a lot going. Nope, no. This is.
I've used up my intelligence for today.
Yeah.
Can I use up
Completed that
my
pool.
advantage to roll again?
Do you know what? I will give it to you. You have to roll again though. You can't just take the 19.
Yes. 14.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. On a 14, you read something about this. This reminds you of that person in that alley. You remember the person? You know the one? The one that had allergies.
Yes. I know exactly who you're talking about. You are talking about...
That time with that guy at that place with the thing.
Didn't write their name.
You were there too?
Come on, Celine. Use your notes.
This is great. This is exactly how Celine remembers it. Like, looking through notes desperately.
Flip. Oh, I didn't write down.
As you flick through your notes, you eventually discover that you did write down their name and that it was Jelaine.
Jelaine.
Jelaine, the skeleton, who had kept all her faculties whilst being a skeleton, undead. Now, it would seem that this mark has something to do with that kind of magic. This is necromancy. Yep, necromancy. You're pretty sure.
Chicanery, I think there's necromancy involved here.
Oh my.
Do you remember Jelaine? The skeleton woman that was part of the ambush? From that rather
Yes.
clever maps dealer.
Yes, yes, I remember.
Are we
She
far
can't
away?
have done this.
Where did all this happen? Are we far away from... Was she
Well-
left alive?
We're
No,
about
she-
5 days from Waterdeep.
She died of allergies.
Oh, bless.
Allergies.
Yes.
But she was also still alive from allergies.
I think the allergies was actually necromancy.
I agree.
Oh my.
And I think the horses did not have allergies. They were animated with necromancy.
Oh my. There is a good point toward this. I have found some Luskan ice mead here.
I love it.
That's 2 of us. Maybe tonight around the campfire.
That sounds like a great idea.
I will keep it till then.
Celine will copy down the symbol that we find.
Hmm.
It'll take a lot of time to get it super accurate.
Well, and by the time you all are finished, it is pretty late. Would anyone like to make any final investigations around this ambush site?
What are in the barrels?
Mostly mead, grain, that sort of thing. Most of them are spilled, except for the ones that Marmaduke found.
Are there any markings on the barrels to indicate where this came from?
It is a supply cart from Luskan. It says Luskan Mine Supplies. And mostly contains mead and grain. Seems it's a simple life of a miner.
Needs must at the end of the day, right?
Do we know if the mines that Caden mentioned are related to the Luskan mines at all? Not Caden mentioned, Gorko mentioned.
You do know that the mines of
Vandover.
Phandelver, sorry, are located very close to Phandalin. In fact, there was rumors, chicanery, you will be privy to this knowledge. There was a hushed up event that happened inside the cleanup crew at the mines of Phandelver. It caused the Sword Coast chapter, the big chapter that normally covers this whole coast, to nearly lose all of their members, and eventually they got reassigned to Barovia. Which is kind of like saying we couldn't fire them, so we put them in the arse end of nowhere.
Mm.
There may be a
Um,
connection.
Yes. How long can I tell how long the goblins have been tied to this tree? Or not how long they've been tied to the tree, but just how long they've been dead. I ask the hard-hitting questions.
It's you know, it keeps me fresh. I love it. You're a cleric.
Yes.
You see a few small stones on the ground. You know this ritual. They were prevented from rotting. I can't remember the
Oh.
spell name right now.
Yeah.
It's not Spare the Dying, it's the other one.
Repose? Something
Yeah.
repose?
Something like
Gentle
that.
repose.
Gentle
Gentle
repose.
Repose.
Yep. They were prevented from rotting.
Great. I don't know how long they've been here.
You know the super tape meme? Magic!
Minimum a week, maximum a week before rotting more. So could have been today, could have been 2 weeks ago.
And is this a trap, an ambush for us?
No, or else it would have been sprung.
Right. So a trap for whom?
You know, I don't know.
So, the cart came through. It looks as though the goblins may have attacked. But then who tied up the goblins? Are there any other bodies around other than the goblins and the now decimated skeletons and horses?
No other bodies around. I'll tell you what, if anyone can give me a survival of DC 20, you might be able to find some more tracks. But it's hard.
Let's do this.
Oh, you put that energy out into the world! Vegbert Chicanery, as you are both investigating further, you see a single track of footsteps heading down the Trilbor Trail the same way you are going towards Phandalin. It looks like... Hang on a second, let me just verify this information before I give you false information.
Well done, Wegbert. Your keen eyesight did very well. Maybe it's because you're lower to the ground
Yes,
than
I
the
feel
rest
that,
of us.
that may be somewhat of an advantage at times. However, it has its shortcomings, some would say.
Yes, most definitely short.
Oh.
That was a good joke.
Oh.
I'm desperately trying to remember what kind of person this was, so you have something to define them later. I'll find them. It looks like a certain kind of creature. One that you recognize as a creature.
Oh,
I recognize this.
I recognize this as a creature.
A very specific kind of creature.
Yes. One that
Please
I've
share.
seen
Please
before.
share.
One that is able to move and leave tracks.
Just like these.
And maybe was related to tying the goblins up.
Oh.
And this necromantic mark.
But doesn't seem to care for mead. They left the mead.
No.
And has a penchant for tying up goblins.
After the goblins were killed. Or maybe they were dead already.
Maybe the goblins died at the tree.
Why tie up goblins that are dead and
To
leave
make this-
horses to be attacking people?
What if some kind of energy was required? They took the energy from the goblins and put it into the horses. Well, why do that to the horses?
Why to the horses?
They don't have any hands.
Horses, of course.
It would have been a lot better to take them from the horses and give them to the goblins.
But
Yes.
but think about it, Monica. We came here looking at the goblins. None of us looked at the horse.
I didn't see the goblins at all.
Yes.
This was a genius scheme.
Yes.
Wegbert, if you were not inspired by our lovely middle management, you might not have made it.
Yes.
Well,
Look,
I
it's
do like
true.
to feel part of a team. And the success of one is the success of all.
Maybe we should camp before talking further about these tracks.
You can indeed make camp as you desperately try to remember what kind of what kind of monster it is. It's right on the tip of your tongue, you know. You're sure you're dancing around the right place, but you just can't find the subheading.
Yes, there is a book somewhere that has a picture of what I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Short description underneath.
Could you draw
And
it?
It's been a well-organized book, but in my mind's eye, I cannot for the life of me find the subheading of this very important piece of information.
Maybe
It's,
this will be the cliffhanger for this this session.
Perhaps
It's a
it will be, I
creature
don't
of
find out.
some kind of proportions and
Here we go.
I
description.
know what the problem is. We
Gnome,
haven't enjoyed
it's a gnome.
A gnome!
Literally me!
It was Wegbert. Wegbert was throwing you off the whole time. You're like looking at Wegbert, trying to remember.
I think
That's why
Celine's
Wegbert found it. They're his size. He thought he was his at first.
I think Celine's like, we should enjoy our protein bar, have some of the Luskin mead, and then it'll come
Yes.
to us. We will remember the creature.
What little feet you have, Wegbert.
Oh, these ones, yes. I've had them my
Yes.
whole life.
They look somewhat similar, I think, to something that we might have seen.
No, it's not ringing a bell.
You can indeed make camp. You will know, actually, that fight, that was a pretty tough fight, you know? There was something strange about those monsters. It wasn't a regular undead spell. It was like the skeletons had kept hold of some of their life-preserving faculties, much like Jelaine back in the city.
So you're saying that we fought horses that are typically meat eating? Did we fight carnivorous horses?
No.
No, there were skeletons with the horses.
They, as much as they reared and looked as though they wanted to run, they did not. Chicanery, with your command spell, you might recognize the look behind their eyes. Very similar. Almost compelled.
They were told to attack.
By a no?
I didn't.
Yes. Are you sure?
You shout anything.
He actively sort of thinks for a second. No shouting. I told Mama didn't want to shout though.
I didn't shout. I was. Have you, Celine, in your book? Do you have any records of necromantic, necrotic gnomes?
Well, we encountered Jelaine and then a gnome map seller, but no, I don't think so.
This is very strange.
Yes. That gnomish map seller.
What kind of maps?
Oh, these ones. She takes them out.
They're like drawn on any scrap of paper you can find. One of them is drawn on a cleanup crew business card. Like they're drawn on rubbish.
Love it.
Would this map maker be capable of resurrecting or giving life to these horses?
They led us down an alley,
Oh,
and then they disappeared.
by magic?
Maybe he had a map to show the way.
Quite possibly.
I think... Weren't the bandits that the skeleton lady was a part of, weren't they the Zentirum as well?
Yes.
Because one of them was Monty, who we persuaded not to fight and gave us information on where to find the lamp emporium. So the Zentirum might be involved in this.
Oh.
Yes. That is very concerning.
Especially if they can bring dead horses to life. Do they dabble in necromancy?
I suppose the scarier thought is if they can bring horses back to life, what else can they bring back?
They dabble in attacking lizard folk, apparently. Because weren't they also Zentirum?
Yes.
They're also into protein bars, as we've established.
Oh, right. Wait, I can't write down the notes. Wink.
And as the night draws in, you can continue to discuss these theories and revelations. And maybe there'll be more by the time you wake. Marmaduke, Wegbert, as you are rising the next morning, 2 new employees come along to take your spots. They inform you that the lizard folk have set up their cart deal much quicker than expected. Who knows how they got here so fast? They must have hired an express courier.
Wow. 2 weeks down to a day. That is some turnaround.
Besamir arrives. I came here real quick. I was dropped off by Dragon. Essentially, Cryovein was really impressed with all of your initiative on the lizard folk deal, and he sped everything up. The lizard folk, as soon as they saw the dragon, suddenly everything was ready to be carted. It was like magic. I think that's his secret power. Everything just seems to get done around him. You know, that's the power of upper management. We need you, Marmaduke and Wegbert, to come and man this cart. We can't let newbies do it. You know, you've got experience, more experience than everyone else at least. So like, we need you. Don't worry, we're sending replacements, Salim. We're sending replacement chicanery. We've got more people coming. There's no time.
Well, I was rather enjoying our trip through the country. But duty calls.
We will protect the wagon. Celine, keep trying. Keep trying. You know, one day you might make it to, maybe low middle management. But you know, it is quite. Well, it's not really close at all, but just stay positive. That's the important thing.
You might make supervisor. Is that the
my upper management, remember?
Yeah. And I hope you get bobbed by a dragon again in your journey.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I think after Marmaduke and Wegbert leave, Celine's like, I should write this down in my diary. Where did I put
Yes,
it?
that's important.
Where did you go?
Oh, that diary.
And I think that's the scene we outro on. Celine looking for her diary as Marmaduke and Wegbert are hassled down the road by Besamir with the fear of dragons. Thank you very much, everyone. This has been a fantastic game. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let's
a lot of fun.
Go round and talk to everyone. Tell us who you are, where we can find all of your good stuff, and what you do on the internet. Let us know. Let's start with Chantel B.
Hey, I'm Chantel B. You can find me at Chantel B on Twitter. This has been wonderful. Thank you to our 2 guests. You can find me tomorrow on Do Respite for Eternium Gate, which is a dark fantasy Savage Worlds game. And it is getting really dark, but that's also really exciting.
Fantastic. On Due Respite, that was, who I definitely have already typed out. Next around, we go down to Puddle88. Puddles, Anthony, how was that for you?
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I don't actually have much going on online. This is my first attempt at streaming. So if you do want to look for me on Twitter, you can find my profile is basically a hot mess with the charisma of a melted toffee. But no, I had a lot of fun. This was really good.
Fantastic. I see a question there. When is the next D&D campaign in chat? Thank you, Red Fury Girl Me. Next up, we have a play powered by the Apocalypse game at 5:30. We're going to take about a half an hour break. And then at 9 p.m. tonight, we are back with Rotting Shadows, a D&D campaign. Next around the screen, we have Inwills. Inwills, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much for the game. Really enjoyed it. Wonderful to be role-playing as a player rather than a GM. You can find me, you can find me across the internet. Just search for Inwills. That's on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and also, but Instagram is Inwills1159. After the Blondie song, if anybody knows the Blondie song. Yes, I stream a lot on Twitch, so everything from Elder Scrolls Online, Path of Exiles, any MMO, and I'm there. But you can also catch me game mastering, if you wish, on a Saturday at 7 o'clock, where I GM a fantasy role-playing game called Mithras. People have probably not heard of it, but it's more a percentile dice system with hit locations and combat specials and things like that. So if you're available, then it would be lovely to see you there. And thank you to DM and wonderful players tonight. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Well, a wonderful addition, both of you, your characters. Last but most certainly not least, the Booped by Dragons, Stella Luna.
Hi, hello. My name is Stella Luna. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do things of the artsy-fartsy kind and various types of TTRPGs. My community does kind of cutesy things like we play Dungeons and Doggies, Cats and Catacombs, Pokemon D&D, and all kinds of quirky, fun stuff like that. And thank you so much, Scrat, for another awesome episode. And thank you for our lovely cast members. Oh my god, my cheeks hurt from smiling and laughing so much today. It was great.
Fantastic. Well, as for me, everyone, I suppose my wrap-up should really be about me and my sponsors. If you want to get involved and play D&D, then you have come to the right place. Our speciality on this channel is welcoming new players to gameplay. So if you want to come and play, send me a DM on Twitter, and I will get you on my waiting list, and we'll get you on a game very soon, okay? Also, check out our Discord. There's no such thing as social distancing in the 21st century. Come and join our Discord. It's full of fun people who are, I deem, safe. And you can come and have a good time in there, okay? Come and have a good time with us in the Discord. And there's some YouTube there as well. If you want to go and catch up on all the other episodes in this campaign and see all the other people, go ahead over to the YouTube. Also, check out Hero Forge with the magical multi-hued minis. There they are. These will be released very soon. They're prototype they're working on right now. You can, thank you, Stella. You can find them. We'll be doing more work with them as they come. This isn't actually painted. This is printed in color resin. This is one of their prototypes. These will be available later this year. Also, check out the Deck of Many. No Deck of Many rolls today, but I did use the Humblewood business card when we needed a business card. There we go. There's their Deck of Many Things. This is the animated Deck of Many Things. Their animated spells also are animated cards, which cast as you cast. They're a lot of fun. And Humblewood is a campaign that we play on Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST. Also check out Mageham Press. Mageham Press, who made the Dark Matter expansion for 5e. And also... Yeah, there it is. Also made a bunch of other things. They currently have a 25% discount on the website on all their PDFs. We play the Folio, which is their Feywild expansion for 5e, on Wednesdays, tomorrow at 6 p.m. EST, around this time, in about an hour's time. That's everything from me. Until next time, everyone, keep on evoking emotions, and we'll see you later on. Bye!